Hey there, it's Thundersmeg here. Today I will be explaining a 2009 movie called Moon. Let's get started. The story starts with a Lunar Industries commercial. It's the late 21st century, and Earth is facing an energy crisis as most coal, oil, and natural gas reserves are running out, so people are turning to helium-3, which is abundant on the Moon. To extract this new energy source, Lunar Industries built Sarang Station, a facility on the Moon's far side. Next, we switch to Sarang Mining Base on the lunar surface. This place runs mostly by machines, needing only one person to oversee things. This worker, named Sam Bell, wears a spacesuit and goes outside to drive a Land Rover to collect helium-3. He loads it into canisters and sends it back to Earth. Sam's on a 3-year work contract and is almost done, just 2 weeks away from returning to Earth. He's struggling with communication problems like a broken satellite, limiting him to occasional recorded messages from his wife, Tess, who was pregnant with their daughter, Eve, when he left. Sam's really lonely, often talking to himself. His only companion is a smart robot named GERTY, who helps with the base's work and offers emotional support. In the next scene, while GERTY is giving Sam a haircut, he asks if everything's all right. GERTY notices Sam's strange behavior, probably because of his loneliness and depression. Sam ignores his worry and asks when they'll fix the Moon satellite so he can talk to his family. GERTY responds that the company doesn't prioritize it. Sam, with 2 weeks left in his contract, insists on the repair because the next person coming will need Earth communication. He's also getting frequent headaches and requests pills from GERTY. The next day, Sam gets a video message from his wife, Tess, who acknowledges his loneliness on the Moon but praises his work. She shows their daughter, Eve, in the video, lifting Sam's spirits. Tess expresses her love before ending the message. Sam spends his free time crafting a miniature hometown, tending to the greenhouse and watching old TV shows. Later, Sam hallucinates a woman in his chair while fetching hot water, leading to a burn. GERTY helps with first aid, and Sam pretends he was distracted by TV. The next morning, Sam continues his routine, experiences chest pain while running, but dismisses it. After breakfast, he dons his spacesuit and heads out in the rover for more helium-3. He sees the same woman again, causing a rover crash. He puts on his helmet but loses consciousness due to the air loss. Sam wakes up in the infirmary with no memory of the crash. GERTY has been monitoring him and advises more rest. Sam overhears GERTY in a live chat with Lunar Industries management and tries to reach the control room but finds he's too weak to walk. Nevertheless, he continues and asks GERTY who he's speaking to. The robot responds, saying it's merely recording a message. The following day, Sam wakes up in good health and explores the base. Shortly after, he receives a message from Lunar Industries announcing a rescue team will fix the harvester and take him home. Instead of staying in the base, Sam insists he can repair the harvester himself. However, GERTY refuses, following strict orders to keep Sam inside until the rescue team arrives. This makes Sam suspicious, leading him to plan an escape. He opens a vent and punctures a tube, releasing gas, making it seem like a serious issue. Using this ruse, he convinces GERTY to let him leave the base. Following this, Sam takes another rover to the previous crash site, opens the hatch and finds a body that looks just like him. He transports the double back to the base and tends to his injuries. Seeking answers from GERTY about the man's identity and the unfolding situation, the robot shockingly reveals that the man is also Sam Bell. A short time later, the injured Sam regains consciousness to find the new Sam in the room. He tries to ask GERTY about it, but the robot advises him to rest. Later, the injured Sam notices the new Sam and tries to talk to him, thanking him for saving his life and offering a handshake. But the new Sam ignores him. Subsequently, the two Sams engage in a heated argument and a physical altercation, disputing their realness as opposed to being a clone. Later, the older Sam goes to have a chat with GERTY. He asks if he's truly a copy. GERTY finally admits that both Sams are indeed clones. He also reveals that there was no real accident when the new Sam woke up. It's standard procedure for all fresh clones. After every 3-year contract, a new Sam wakes up in the infirmary. Additionally, the memories of Tess and Eve are just put into the clone from the original Sam Bell. The older Sam is really shocked by this, and he breaks down emotionally. GERTY tries to comfort him, but he just walks away silently. With only 11 hours left until the rescue team arrives, The new Sam apologizes to the old Sam for hurting him earlier. However, the old Sam turns up the music to ignore him. The new Sam stops the music suddenly and says that when he woke up, he overheard GERTY talking to Lunar Industries. He points out that the communication satellite isn't jammed, suggesting that Lunar Headquarters is intentionally blocking their signal from outside the moon base and preventing their contact with Earth. Following this, the two Sams put on their suits and drive the rovers outside to search the area. When they go beyond the facility's boundaries, they split up to individually check for anything strange in their surroundings. They both find different communication substations that have been interfering with the live feed from Earth. The old Sam returns to the base because he's not feeling well. He vomits blood in his helmet and later finds that a tooth has fallen out. While the new Sam continues to investigate, the old Sam goes to the main computer of the base. He tries to access his database. When his password doesn't work, GERTY helps him enter the correct credentials. This gives him access to archived recordings from previous clones, showing a disturbing pattern. It appears that at the end of each contract, the clone gets sicker and sicker. They end up in a room where they're told about going into a deep freeze before going back to Earth. The old Sam gets suspicious and heads to the room to check the cryogenic pod. He discovers an empty space under the floor and starts cutting through. At the same time, the new Sam returns to the base after finding more towers outside. The older Sam shows him a hidden passage leading to the basement, where they find many sleeping clones. This reveals that Lunar Industries is unethically using clones instead of training and sending new astronauts, and they're also blocking the clones from contacting Earth. The clones, who believe they're going into hibernation before their return to Earth, are actually being incinerated. The older Sam takes a small computer and drives outside in a rover. When he goes beyond the interference area, he tries to video call Tess on Earth, but a young girl answers and informs him that Tess passed away years ago. The girl introduces herself as Tess's daughter, shocking Sam, who realizes his daughter is now 15 years old. When Eve calls for her dad, the older Sam hangs up in panic, breaking down and expressing his desire to go home. After calming down, he returns to the base and starts showing the same health problems as previous clones. Seeing this, the new Sam helps him into bed. In the next scene, the two Sams realize that if they're found together, the rescue team will kill them both. The new Sam convinces GERTY to wake another clone, intending to kill the awakened clone and place it in the crashed rover. He plans to send the older Sam back to Earth in one of the helium-3 transporting containers while pretending he's been inside the base the whole time. Later, the older Sam awakens and finds an unconscious clone in the infirmary. He asks what's happening, and the new Sam shares his plan. The older Sam hesitates, not wanting to harm anyone and knowing he won't live much longer. He suggests going back to the crashed rover to die, so Lunar Industries won't suspect anything. Meanwhile, he asks the new Sam to return to Earth, leaving the awakening clone on the moon base. With just a couple of hours before the rescue team's arrival, both Sams put on their suits and head to the crashed rover. They recall memories and how they met Tess. Shortly after, the older Sam falls asleep, and the new Sam carries him back to the crashed rover. They bid farewell, and the new Sam, with tears in his eyes, returns to the moon base. Back at the moon base, the new Sam prepares to leave in a helium-3 container. GERTY points out that the plan won't work because it recorded everything since the infirmary incident. This recording could expose their plan to Lunar Industries, so GERTY advises the new Sam to erase his own memory before leaving. The new Sam thanks GERTY and says goodbye before rebooting it. Minutes before the rescue team arrives, the new Sam remembers something. He rushes to the control room and reprograms a harvester to crash into the jamming antenna, enabling live communication with Earth. He also takes a canister of helium-3 for funds when he reaches Earth. Just before the rescue team arrives, he enters the container and departs. The older Sam stays conscious long enough to witness the new Sam's departure. The rescue team is fooled, finding both the newly awakened clone in the infirmary and the lifeless body of the older Sam in the crashed rover. In the final scene, news reports describe how Sam's testimony about Lunar Industries' unethical activities has caused a major controversy, leading to a significant drop in their stock.